Hi, I'm Ray Tanzen, Product Manager here at PreSonus. In this video, we're going to show you how to set up the new EarMix 16M personal monitor mixer with your StudioLive Series III Mixer. Setup can be done either from the console mixer itself or from our UCSurface software. There's a couple of different ways that you can connect the EarMix to your mixer. You can do a direct connection straight from the audio Ethernet port from the mixer to an EarMix. And then from there you can daisy chain EarMixes, or you can go into one of our SW5E switches and then into the EarMixes from there. If you happen to use the SW5E AVB switch, it does provide PoE power, which will power the EarMix units themselves. So let's take a look at the basic setup. What I have here is a StudioLive 32 Series 3 mixer connected over Ethernet to an SW5E switch and to an EarMix. So to access the EarMix setup, you want to go to the Home menu and go into the Audio Routing. Here you'll see the EarMix Setup button. This will take you to the EarMix Setup screen. On the left side of the screen, you're going to see a list of all of the connected EarMix devices. On the right are the controls that you have for the selected device. You can name the device. You can identify the device to make sure you're looking at the correct one. Yep, that's my device. And then you can choose the source for the device. So if I select here on this drop down, I'm going to see a list of all of the different AVB send streams that are coming from the mixer that I'm on. So for example, inputs 1 through 8, that's going to be bringing the inputs into the EarMix. So these are AVB inputs into the EarMix. This isn't inputs into the console. And so that is going to be the first stream of my AVB sends. So it's going to be whatever I have routed through AVB channels 1 through 8. And I can scroll down. In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and take inputs 41 and 48 into the EarMix. And on the second stream, we'll bring in inputs 49 and 56 into the EarMix. And so this is going to give me a total of 16 channels coming into the EarMix unit. So from here, I can either choose to apply, which is going to apply these input settings to the EarMix that I have selected. Or if I had multiple EarMix units connected to the mixer, I could choose to apply all, which is going to take this input routing into the EarMixes and apply it to all of the EarMixes on the network. Just a little way to make setup a little faster and easier. I'm going to go ahead and hit apply, and now I have routed my streams into EarMix. So from here, the way to make sure I've got the channels going to EarMix that I want is going to be to use your digital patching. We cover in depth all of the new digital patching and soft patching workflows in a separate video, so I encourage you to check that one out in order to get a full understanding of how digital patching works. But just to give you a couple of ideas and examples, one way that you can set up your EarMix units is the typical way that a lot of personal monitor mixers are set up, and simply send your 16 mixes out to the EarMix unit. This will allow you to set up, for example, one mix as a drum mix, another one as a choir mix, maybe send some mixes just individual channels like a lead vocal, and so on. Another way to do it would be to use the soft patching and maybe set up one mix that's a drum mix, and then one that is just the individual lead vocal, one that's the individual lead guitar. And one of the great things about our EarMix 16M is every single unit on the network can receive any two of the streams. So you can actually, with your soft patching, configure several different streams so that you can send unique channel feeds to each one of the units. Where this would come in really handy is, for example, a drummer and bass player might want some of the drums separated out, so you have kick, snare, and then a stereo for your overheads. That way they have individual control over the kick and snare to really dial it in their in-ears. Now, a lead singer isn't going to care about that. They just want the stereo drums, but they might want all the backing vocals separated out so they can get a good balance of all of that in their mix. So you have a lot of that control to be able to set up the system the way you want to fit your individual needs. So I showed you how to set it up here on the console. Let's take a quick look at how we do it in UCSurface in case that you were using a rack mixer or just wanted to do it in UCSurface. You'll see that the setup is identical. So here in UCSurface, you'll want to go into your Settings tab, and then here under the Networking tab on the bottom of the screen, you will see your EarMix Setup. And you'll notice that it's pretty much the same as what we saw on the screen on the console. You have your device list on the left, and then the controls for the device on the right. And all the controls are exactly the same as we just saw on the console, so it's a pretty straightforward setup. It's that easy to set up your EarMix 16M with your StudioLive Series III Mixer. That's part of what we want to achieve with our network ecosystem with StudioLive, is make sure that it's easy to set up, reliable, but also have a lot of flexibility so you can get a lot of different needs and use cases out of this depending on what your individual needs are. Thank you for watching. Please check out the rest of our videos on our website, PreSonus.com, or on our YouTube channel.